The captain came on and said we're going to go in through Prince Christian Sound, I believe he called it. See the little icebergs there? And I think that's this. And we weren't scheduled to do it, but we're going to do it. And way off in the distance, is it an iceberg or a ship?
It's got to be an iceberg.
See it up there? Anyway, we're going to pass through this channel.
There's sound.
I think. Because we don't seem to be turning. Of course, this is all rock. Some plants and some glacier ice here and there, along with a lot of icebergs. So in we go. Looks wide enough. So here's a waterfall coming down the side of the mountain. Or several anyway. So we're coming up to an inlet, and if you look closely, I will zoom in. That's a big glacier up there on top of the mountain. And it is creating lots of these little icebergs. I don't know if you call that a berg. Lots of floating ice up in that canyon. See, that's the glacier. And it goes up into the clouds. I don't know how big it is, but that's all ice.
Oh, look at it now.
That's Janet. She wants you to look at it now. Do you want to look at it now? Okay. Yeah, see? I'm going to zoom back here. Right down to the ocean. Like I say, we can't see the top of it because of the clouds. But we can see the bottom of it. And that reddish rock behind it, look at that. And more glacier. So as we move ahead, you can see it a little bit better. Still not seeing the top of it though, all right? Look up there. If I watch long enough, will it calve? Of course, there's more there, right? Lots of little icebergs coming out from there. You can see the opening down there that we came through. Looks pretty narrow from here. I've seen some glaciers, lots of ice floating in the water, lots of ice, snow up on the mountains. Come to an area where it's almost glassy. See that? Very reflective. Now up in those clouds, straight in the middle of this frame, is a mountain peak that sticks up, but we can't see it because of the clouds now. I saw it from a distance. And now we're coming to another glacier and maybe a bend. You see, we got land straight ahead of us. So we've moved a little further, and now we have a big glacier in front of us coming right down to the ocean. And it's got a blue cast to it. Definitely blue. Watch it. Maybe it'll calve. Maybe it won't. Of course, there is ice right along the ship here. Lots of it. We've got a long way to go. Oh, we are coming up on a big iceberg. See that right there? That's one I thought might be a ship earlier. And we are coming up to a big iceberg. And maybe it doesn't look that big, but it's big. Almost looks like a sports car.
Makes you wonder how big it actually is underneath.
Yeah. Oh, you can see a little bit of the under. See that? Of course, there's a lot of people on their balconies now, but it is freezing out here. Almost like there was ice in the water. Look how blue that is. We've come upon another glacier, a big glacier up that canyon. See that? That is some glacier. That is so tall. Not very wide because it's in that canyon, but man, that is something. Hey, another boat. Just a fishing boat, I think. Hey, it's an I'm skip. I think they're the ones that had our luggage. So it's like an empty cargo ship. I thought it was smaller than that. Well, one of us is saying hi. He's really hauling ass. We're going slow. When two ships pass in the day. And there are a lot of little icebergs, floating ice, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what size they have to be a berg. But I guess this constitutes berg. Janet thought that looked like the head of a snake right there. And I did too. I don't know what that is though. Look, it's the Matterhorn. That's 100 yards from here, from the ship. Oh, look at that waterfall. Doesn't it look like there was another waterfall before?
Right there in the middle, right?
The dark area? Right?
And the ice must have broke off or something. It's changed course.
Got lower. Anyway, I mean, you see that waterfall? That's big. I'm guessing salmon don't swim up that. I mean, it really doesn't seem to make it to shore. I guess somewhere in there, maybe? And look, here's a mountain. That reminds me of something. And then here's more glacier on this side. If you look way up there, you'll see that it goes way up there.
Hey, there's the peak.
And if you look across here, but look, way up, yeah, that's the top of the mountains up there. So if I pull back, see? They're pretty big. So look at the color of the water now. Of course, I didn't show it much before, but it's turquoise. Doesn't that look turquoise? It's not showing up in my video.
It is bright turquoise, but you can't tell.
So the captain said we're nearing the end of this channel. And people can go back to eating and playing trivia. Maybe you can see the color of the water better here. It wasn't this color in the beginning. But the nearer we get to whatever's ahead, the more turquoise it turns. Okay, our wake is about to hit that iceberg. It sort of tears them up. Here's another one. So I thought you might like this. It's another waterfall coming from in the clouds there somewhere. And it's got some big drops as it works its way down to the sea. Come on, see. There it is, down to the sea. So we've got A lot of waterfalls right here. Big alluvial fan. So that must have been a real gusher at one time. And the water up ahead, maybe because the sun's out, but it's turned a deep turquoise now. See that? I mean, this looks like we're in Greece or the Caribbean or something. And jagged peaks ahead. So a lot of people out on their balconies yelling at each other now. I should say talking to each other. I want you to look up on top of that. See how straight and flat that looks? And then right there, you can see Glacier, right? Anyway, let's slowly look here. These peaks breaking through the wisps of clouds. Wisps, right? The turquoise water and very noisy people. And it's got some really blue areas. And it's got a little floating ice field in front of it. See that? And that's just the tip. Let's zoom in as much as we can and get a close look at that. But it is big. I mean, this is just the tip of it. The noises. Well, maybe we caught that in video without knowing it. So there's that waterfall. So I'm assuming up on top there must be more glacier melting. And you can hear it. It's a pretty powerful thing right there. Work our way up. Guessing there's no shortage of waterfalls here in Greenland. But there are some boats out there. Okay, so there's comparison for you. That's a boat full of people, like a motorboat with 8 or 10 people in it. Maybe an inflatable. And that is another one. So that's how big the crevasse is. I've said that too many times. But, I mean, think of that boat.
Compared to that iceberg.
It's echoing. Boat is. So that's how big that is. That's how blue the sky is too. I mean, it's a nice deep blue. No smog here. So here's an example of an iceberg with some gravel in it or dirt in it. Maybe it came off the top. coming to a deep canyon. And look on the top up there. That's more glacier. With the waterfall coming out of it. So we've rounded the bend here. And it looks like Yosemite Valley, doesn't it? Except no trees. Always have to say no trees, because there are no trees. I don't even know if that green is bushes. There it is. Doesn't look as impressive as the others, but I mean, it probably goes way up there for miles, right? It's just lowlands. And there's another peak over here. Homer Simpson. And we are definitely turning because this is like the end of the channel, or the sound is what the captain called it. Prince Christian Sound, I think. So as you can see, we're turning, and that is water glistening on the rocks. We're going to be aimed towards the sun in a minute. So that was the last big waterfall we saw right over there. Past some more icebergs, pretty big ones. And as you can see, the channel does go further up. Janet says she sees ships up there. I'm thinking she sees ice. But what did it do? Roll down that hill? Mountain? And those are some jaggedy peaks, aren't they? Oh, I got this little iceberg in front of us. Flat top. Well, we came around that bend, and if you look at the ship compared to the land, you can see we are making a left turn here. So we're going into another channel. Look how that rock hangs over there. More places with glacial snow or ice up on top. You can really see it there. Zoom in a little. Let me get the front of the ship in the picture and you'll see how fast we're turning. Really big iceberg there. Remember, it's the middle of August, so middle of summer. And it's freezing cold out here, I might add. We've had to go in several times and warm up. Look at the ridges on that thing. Let's go closer. I thought only Ruffles had ridges. Anyway, there's a few interesting icebergs out here. There's that one, and that one. Turn. I don't think we're turning around. We're just going to turn and go some of the channel to get back to the ocean. There's a motorboat, an iceberg. If you look real close, there's some buildings on the shore. There's like a town there. It's much windier on this side. Much windier. And then see this little boat, motoring ahead. And then I go at least near these icebergs. Look at that one. I guess they're houses. Seems like a weird place to build a city or a town. But there it is. Right at the base of the mountain. So I'm going to zoom way in. And that's a little village. Out here in what you might call the middle of nowhere. I believe that's the town of Apilatock. And I'm probably saying that wrong. But there's more buildings back there that we can't really see behind the rocks. And I suppose, oh, there's one. There's a channel of water going up in there. I think that's where the motorboat went. On the side there. Anyway, 20 or 30 buildings there, maybe more. Here's another look at the little town. And it's got that little natural harbor there. And there's some larger buildings there. But they're at the base of a mountain, right? And then as I swing around here, there is a big iceberg here. And I think we're going to go right next to it. I think we have to go that way. It's all joined together, I think. And if that's 10 to 20% of it, think of how deep that goes in the ocean there. Of course, we're going through this channel now. Those are big. I mean, the tops of them are higher than we are. And we're on deck 10 on the ship. Get one close, underwater. Passed by those icebergs and we are still headed down the channel. So I'm on deck 14 outside the buffet, and Now I'm on the port side of the ship. The balcony's on starboard, of course. I think we're nearing the end of this. The mountains here look a little different. And of course, there's still a lot of icebergs. I don't really see any glaciers. Oh, wait, there's one over there. See it up on the right? Look at those little points up there. Back in our cabin. Starboard side. The sun is shining right in my face. I really can't see what I'm doing. I know there's jagged peaks ahead of me. And then this big slab of ice. That's pretty big. And there's several more ahead. See up ahead? There's more. And more. And more. I think the ocean's right through here. So we're almost back out. So this one is sort of a beach and back. See that? Out here looking at these, and these icebergs are big. I mean, these mountains are big too. And just for comparison, there's a little motorboat. See it? It's just racing along. It's not that far off. Port. And we went into another. It's quicker to the ocean. Hi. So we're finally gonna get out to the open sea again. Been in here most of the day. Guess I have to stop recording to switch this around. Bright and sunny out here now, as you can see. So there's the open ocean. The sun keeps going behind these peaks, popping back over. Just changed. Of course, in case you forgot, that's where we came from. The peaks and lots of icebergs. So says, Ms. Garrett's saying Fort Libby's out. See you in the next port, which is in Greenland. Bye.